morning, everybody. Today is Thursday. To start with, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Yesterday, I officially hit 1,000 subscribers. And then about 15 minutes later, I checked again and it was at 995. Either way, we're close enough. I checked this morning and I was at 998. So I'm sure in the next day or two, I'll get there. So today, I have an order for a sunflower flower arrangement. I made one for a customer a couple weeks ago, and she wants another one to match to go somewhere else in her house. So we're gonna do that. I've turned my glue gun on, still waiting on it to heat up, but I didn't check, and I don't remember if I recorded the last one I did or not, so I thought I would do this one. Now this is not going to match it exactly, but it's going to be close enough. It's got 3 of the same ribbons in the bow, and these are the ribbons that I'm using. I have one 2.5-inch sunflower, one 2.5-inch blue denim with the black and white check on the side, and then the blue denim with the sunflowers, the exact same sunflowers. And then I've got a red with that like twine stitching on the side. So we're going to use that to make a bow. And I've got, of course, some sunflowers, some more flowers. These are like a orangey red color. I'm just going to stick them in there for a pop of something different, and just some little baby white sunflowers and this little grassy thing. I'm not sure what it's called. And just some greenery. And I need to get some more greenery from out of my bucket over here. She likes it full. So I'm just going to get a couple. And I have a piece of foam from Dollar Tree and one of these trays from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to glue this in there after I take the plastic off when my glue gun heats up. And I have this box here that I keep with this, what's it called? Moss. I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it to this all the way around every side and the top. And I'm going to do that before I glue it onto the thing. I'm going to do all the sides and the top. Let's see if my glue gun's hot. Yep, okay, my glue gun's hot, so I'm going to turn the camera down. And thank y'all for joining me today. I appreciate it. Okay, so I hope y'all can see. Fix the camera. Sorry for all the jerking. I'm just trying to get it where y'all can see. I'm going to take the foam off of this. I mean, the foam. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take the plastic off of this. And you can use other types of foam. As long as it'll hold your flowers. Now this arrangement is going to be on the inside of someone's home, so I don't have to worry a whole lot about the elements and stuff, it getting too hot or wet or anything like that. So I'm just going to lay down some glue, and I'm going to take some foam, and not foam, Lord y'all, my words. Take some of this mossy stuff here, and I'm just going to lay it down, pat it down, be careful not to burn yourself. Now you don't want it so thick you can't get your flower picks through there, so keep that in mind. You're just trying to hide the color of the foam. Okay, now I'm going to do the top. put it on there and spread it out. And another glue stick. Come on, glue stick, catch up. And this stuff is messy, but it's worth it. See, there's a whole leaf in there. Trim some of that off right there. It's a bit thick. Okay. And the other end. All right, dump that in there. Now, I'm going to take and put glue on the bottom. Now, I guess if you were wanting to change this out, or keep this for later use, you could use like some double-sided tape or something on here, since it's going to be on the inside of your house. And then that way you can change it out later or whatever. That would work. But it's not mine, so I'm gluing it down. Okay. And that's what you have. You got the moss all the way around, hiding the sides. Yeah, I'm gonna move this back. Just because it's getting on my nerves a little bit. Okay. Now, I haven't been out here since I made that that Halloween wreath, so. Okay, I'm just going to take some of this and cut it down. And these longer pieces, I cut twice. I take and cut it right there beside that. And it will give you two pieces. But a lot of these will probably be cut down even further. Some of these look a little squished. Try not to use the squished looking ones. Okay. Cut that down. Cut that down. And I'm going to cut this right there. At least one more. And I know y'all would rather see a wreath, but I got orders to do and I got videos to make, so I might as well combine the two. Okay, and we're just going to put some glue on here. And I'm just going to stick that in the end. If I same down here. And let's see. Could probably put that one. And y'all, when these, you could obviously bend these however you want, but I like to stick them in at an angle so it gives me the best coverage for all the way down. See, I could do like this and it stick way out, or I could bend it, you know, but if you put it in at an angle, it's going to cover a whole lot more right there. So that's what I'm going to do. Or you can make a whole bunch of little cuts, and which I'll probably end up doing anyway. I mean, and I'm still going to bend some of them out. Depending on your design is how you want to keep these cut kind of down. Okay, here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in at an angle so it gives some coverage all the way down the side. And then you can bend it in. Okay. And all I'm going to do is just go around and make sure all the sides have something, and every corner has something. I'm just cutting down some more smaller pieces to go in the corners. And I like to start with the greenery like closer towards the bottom so I can work my way up. Okay, now this one I'm going to stick right there. And I will probably go around twice with greenery. I'll do the bottom layer, and then I'll come back and after I put some flowers in and see what kind of holes I got, and fill those in with more green. Get a little bit bigger piece right there. And see how all these leaves are on one side? That's why I go in at an angle. So they're all still here. They're already used to being there, so see, like so. Just like so. And that just flew across everywhere. Okay, now since we have the bottom layer in, we want to come in with some sunflowers. And I'm going to use my biggest ones first. And just cut these down. These came from Hobby Lobby. And this is just a piece of bush. There was a couple missing off of here that I used on her last one, so I know they'll match her last one. I'm gonna cut this little leaf off just in case we need it. Alright, take the tag off. I think Hobby Lobby needs a better pricing system than these wraparound tags. Okay, see how that leaf is right there at the bottom? I'm going to cut it off too and save it. We might need it to fill a hole. Okay, now I'm going to try and find my longest ones. Okay, I've got 4 that are longer than the other ones. And these I'm going to put kind of towards the middle. But they're going to go in at an angle also. Like so. So they flow more out this way. So there's another leaf at the bottom. I'll take that off. Again, going in at an angle. So it sticks out some. Okay. Make sure your leaf is kind of sticking the right way up so it's not upside down. Okay. These I'm going to stand them up just slightly. See the angle I'm at? Just like that. This one's going to go this way. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to put one on each side here and here. Like so. I might bring it, yeah, like that. Yeah, I'm no professional force. By no means. Okay, going in at an angle. About the same angle as these. And I'm not going all the way down till I touch the tray. You could if you wanted to, but I'm not. I'm trying to give it a little bit of height. Okay. And I have 2 left of these. I think I'm going to come in diagonal corners. Just like so. I'm going to do the same thing on the diagonal corner. I'm going to trim this down just a hair. Okay, now, all our sunflowers are in. I do have these that I can go back in later with. I want to get these in there. So let me just cut all them off. This is also a piece of a stem. I don't know where these come from. They are pretty. Okay. Let's see how many we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So I think we're just going to separate. We'll start with one in the middle. Okay, this one I'm going to take out because it's only got one flower on it. And I got one here that's a double, so I'm going to put the double in the middle. Let's go back in that same hole. The glue will hold it there. Now these I'm going to cut down, not a whole lot, and I'm going to put one in each corner. Making them a little bit shorter than these ones. See, like so. Put it down just a little bit. Still going in at that slight angle. Okay, so we have red and yellow. And that's how it looks from the side. So there's lots we have to fill in here. Okay. Let me get some more greenery in there. I'm just going to take and do another layer since I see how high up I need to go now. This same greenery. I do have some other greenery, but this here is like the foundation part. I'm cutting these kind of short so they can be like right up against that foam. I'm scared for my fingers, y'all, because I know I'm going to burn myself. See, I just hit it right then, but it didn't burn too bad. And let's get it down a little bit. Now, if you're making one of these, you add as little or as lot or as much as you want. see how I've added over here, and it brought it up a little bit. I think I need one more piece right there on this side. Honestly, y'all, I'd rather do flowers in a vase than I would a flat arrangement. I'd much rather do a stand-up arrangement. I don't know why it is. It's just easier for me. But this is what the customer wants, and this is what I do. Just adding some to this end down here. I hope y'all had a good weekend, or a good week. The week's over just about. I've been trying to nurse my back. I thought it was getting better, and I had to go out there and do some stuff in the garden the other day, and I did too much. Still not as bad as it was, so that's good. Alright. We're getting there, we're getting there. And put these two pieces in, and then we'll move on. Maybe one more piece. Maybe one in that hole right there. I still see quite a few holes, but we'll get to them. Glue on my hands. It's aggravating. Get all those little stickies up. Alright. Now, I still have this one flower. You have these. And you have a couple of these. Let's put in bend this greenery. Now I got to think this through. When I'm doing a video, I feel like there's more pressure on me to get everything right. Okay, this greenery here I got from the Dollar Tree the other day. It's just simple little whatever that is, fern type stuff. And I'm going to come in with some of this in between these flowers. I have 5 pieces, so I'm going to go 1 in each corner. I'm keeping it about the same height as this tallest sunflower here. Where you can see it, but it's not drawing too much attention. Okay, and I have one of those left. So one of those and one of those, we'll save it for when we need something to put in a spot. Okay, we have just a few of these, only 3. So I think I'm going to put these right in the middle. Some more glue. I pulled it up too much. Okay. And looks a little empty right there. I'll put it right there. We're going to go in with these other sunflowers, or I don't know if they're sunflowers or if they're some kind of daisy. I don't know. This bush has lots of leaves on it. I'm going to leave them on there. Because they're going to add to the greenery at the bottom. These I'm going to run around the edge of the box. Well, I only have 3, so I'm going to find big holes towards the bottom and sticking them in there. See, like this hole right here. You see that hole? I'm going to stick it right in here at an angle. And I'm going to bend it and shape it, and it hit that hole. And there's a hole right here. You can see it? some. Add the glue. Go in at an angle. And get the hole. Okay. Just checking. And on this corner here, there's a hole. Y'all see the hole? I'm going to take this other one, and I'm going to push all these leaves up. Not all the way up, I mean, try and make it look somewhat normal. I'm going to cut it down. Some glue, and go in at an angle. Okay, and by looking in the camera, I can tell we need something here, something there, and something over here. And all I have left is greenery. Well, I'll tell you that. I do have some more. Can add these in there. They're a little bit darker, but I think they'll work for what we need them to. This is a piece of stem also, so I'll be getting rid of that. Goodness. These things wrap around things really get on my nerves. All right. No. Okay. All these leaves would get out of my way. One, two, three, four. Just trying to see where I need it the most. I think right there. Alright, so this is what we have all the way around. We still have a few little scraggly pieces left, and we have this and one whole piece of this. So let's go ahead and add these in. just cut it down to 3 pieces. And I'm going to take and put one on this end, and one on this end, and then one in the middle. But you know what? No, I'm not. Because I didn't like how that looked. I'm going to put this down again. I'm just going to put these in randomly. Just so it gives it a little wispiness to it. This one's kind of tall, so I'm going to put it towards the center. I'm sorry if y'all hear my air conditioner, but it's supposed to get like 90 today, so that's a thing. The heat in the South, that is a thing, a real live thing. Okay. I think I'm going to put my bow right here in this section. Have it come off to the side. So let's get this other greenery. Now remember the other bush like this we done around the top on all 4 corners. So these are going to go mainly around the bottom. Filling in little gaps so you can't see the phone. Okay, so I'm going to cut these relatively short. I'm going to leave about 2 inches on there. And we'll go around the bottom. And I'm looking for birds. And these, y'all, I'm pushing way in there, so when you pull back a flower you don't see the foam. But hopefully they ain't pulling back flowers. Hopefully they're just leaving it alone. But you know how some folks are. And she has a cat, so just kind of spread it out some after you get it in there. I got one piece left, and that's the worst spot right there. bow. And you can come in and bend these down to make room for your bow. Or you could omit the bow altogether. I'm just going to bend mine down. And my bow is going to go right here in this hole that I just created. Okay, so let's get the ribbon. Get all the stuff off my table. Bow maker. Okay. And no, there is not any blue in this. There wasn't any blue in her last arrangement either. But I used that ribbon and this ribbon in there. And she said she wanted one to match, so that's what we're doing. We're gonna do, I'm gonna do a a 12-inch tail. I'll probably trim that down. And this isn't going to be a super big bow. I'm going to do 5.5-inch bow. Remember, you got to twist in the middle. This is just going to be a loopy bow, so I'm just going to do one on each side of that. I'm going to put the red in the back, or towards the back. And you want to come in about 1/2 inch shorter. I'm going to do 2 of these, 2 loops. This here is some very primitive looking ribbon, but I like it. It's good ribbon. Now I want to try and get some of this in there, but I don't have very much. So what I think I'm going to do, get the tape off of here. I think I'm just going to do a tail. I think that's all I'm going to do. But I did want it in there. And actually, I'm going to lift this red up and I'm going to stick that underneath the red. Yep, I like that better. I'm going to go in with this 1.5-inch blue sunflower. Make the loops a little bit smaller, and I'm just doing one of this. And then I'm going to make a center loop. That's about half the size of this loop. Can y'all see that? Making a center loop about half this size, and that's going to hide the pipe cleaner and all that stuff. Okay. Now we have to think about how we're going to attach this to that. So, let's think about that for a minute. I think I'm going to use this piece of wire here. I'm going to take my zip tie, run it underneath all this, and make the bow just like I normally would. Okay, bring it up, bring this around. Now right now, when you want to put that wire in there. And I'm going to bend it like this. Just got a bend in there. And I'm going to hook it right in here. And then I'm going to pull this snug. Now instead of a pipe cleaner, we have this rigid wire that we're going to use to stick down in that foam. Okay. Now that zip tie isn't tight yet, so I need to get my tails and my loops where I want them to go. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to pull it super tight. And I'm going to cut off this tail of this pipe cleaner. Okay. And now you can fluff it just as you normally would. And that little center piece right there, that center loop, hides that zip tie perfectly. Okay, now let's dovetail these ends. Make each one a little bit shorter than the last, just so it flows a little bit. That single blue one, I'm going to leave it as long as the two longest tails that I have. Now you don't have to measure these exactly, just as long as it's pleasing to the eye. That's how I go by it. See how that's just not showing a whole lot of red right there? I'm going to trim that up just a little bit more. And now it's showing more of the red. So if it does get stuck together, you can still see it there. And that's the bow. Alright. Now, let's bring this over here. And I'm going to try and twist this wire here a little bit. And fix my bow back. Oh, I forgot to dovetail that one. And you want this one at the top to be about the same length as your longest tail. Longest loop. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to get some glue. And I'm going to put glue on both sides of this. Both pieces of that wire. Because hopefully both pieces will stick to something. Okay. And now you just have to work that bow in where it looks like it belongs there. Like it's been there its whole life. Okay, I may even bring this tail around here. And bring this other tail around this flower. And you can bend it and whatever. Maybe even this red one. And it's sitting up over here too. the blue one down. Put this red one over here with this friend. We'll make them friends. Okay, and now I'm going to curl up this blue one and let it kind of hang. And I'm going to kind of put little folds in this one. And this blue one. Like so. Yeah, I don't like my curls. I've never liked my curls. Maybe I ought to just leave it curled up all the way instead of trying to pull it out. It's one thing I struggle with is curls. Okay. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, I still have these little pieces. And I'm going to put them in there just because I don't want them. I don't want them sticking around. I got enough pieces. I need to get rid of all my pieces. Okay, I'm just going to throw them in here and yonder. I see there's, if I'm standing over top of it, because you have to check that too, if you're standing over top of it, there's one spot here where I can see, the bottom, the foam. So I'm going to go in with some of this greenery right here. Hopefully that takes care of that problem. This should do it right here. I almost couldn't find it again. So I know it's going to work. Yep. Okay. That is it, y'all. Let me turn the camera up and show y'all. Y'all see it? Isn't that pretty? And it's full all the way around. And even from the top. And I love that bow in the corner like that. Alright, so that's my video for today. I hope y'all enjoyed it. My plan on going live is probably tomorrow night, Friday. Was the 13th. Friday the 13th is probably when I'm going to go live. I will post it a definite day and time on my community post. So keep an eye out for that. Turn your notifications on so you get the message. And thank y'all for hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all for subscribing to my channel. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, I'll see you next time.